Namaste, how are you? As you can see behind me, there's some beautiful, colorful, bright paintings. This is for post prom. I think I've had videos where we've had it in the background before. And what that is in the area where I live is that they shut down the high school. Not really shut it down, but they open it, I should say. They open it up to kids for an after party to keep them safe so they're all in one place. So and decorate the hallways. They're trying to make the whole high school look completely different. It's really fun, and they do a fantastic job. So this is our very small contribution to that. Yeah. So welcome to yoga, 60 minutes yoga. So just a mat for today. If you sometimes use blocks, you might want to block for something like triangle pose or something like that. All right. So my themes for my yoga class, just so you know, because I know some people kind of always like wonder like where does it come from, and it's much like the art behind me, like an artist or a writer. It just comes to me through my life experience, right? We paint what we see. We write about our own life experiences, also using our imagination as well. But what I've read, I've been reading a book, and it's by Elizabeth April. I went back, it's my tape too because I didn't have it here, and I love it. It's very simple. It's not very long, and for anyone who is like an empath, anyone who's deeply feeling, who receives messages, and has like feels anxious, right? Feels that word anxiety when you're in a crowded place, who kind of avoids maybe crowded places or chooses to grocery shop on a day that's not on a weekend. Right? So anyone who's like that, this would be good for you. And I really love it. I'm back in the back right now doing the 21-day challenge, which is again, it's just very simple. She lays it out in a very simple way. So and she validates, right? It's very validating too. So I found that helpful. So anxiety, and this is what Elizabeth April, I keep calling her April, I don't know why. EA, as some people call her, it could be our superpower, right? And that's like our, when you think of like superheroes, like their spidey senses. And what's going on is that there's like an antenna that's going up that might say, hey, put yourself in a protective bubble. And I have a friend named Scott Marmestein who's a healer. He's also a writer. He's written many books, and he helped edit mine, which mine isn't perfect, but he did a really amazing job because it was a hot mess. But he recommended to put a protection bubble spell. And what he told me, I was going through a really hard time because I was leaving a place that I was really excited about, and something just came in really sideways, and I don't know, I still look back and I'm like, did I do the right thing by leaving, or should I have stayed? And I believe I did the right thing because I finally stood up for myself and I said, this is enough. I have to shine my bright light the way that I know how, which might not be for everyone, right? I am not for everyone. So I left, and but I was very triggered because I was like, I felt like there's nowhere for me to be, and I was crying a lot, and I went to him as a healer, and he said, just put yourself in go out into the world, keep shining your light, put yourself in a protective bubble, and only good can come in and only good can go out. And that's something that I do every day. I sometimes forget to do it in my own home, but it's good to do it in your own home, especially when you're around other empaths as well. Yeah. So I bubble my two daughters because they currently are at public school, which is hard. Yeah. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Oh, and yeah, you are safe to say to yourself, and that was in this book. I wrote this. It's funny, I wrote this a couple weeks ago, and then I saw this. This is the second exercise in this book, is to say, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. And then I also want to teach you the Dr. I think it's Wheel, Weil, and you can check that out on YouTube. He has like a 2-minute, so he's so cool because I used to make his recipes and stuff too, for the 4-7-8 breath, and he does a really good job at explaining it in less than 2 minutes. And what you do is you inhale, and you might want to do this at bedtime or whenever you want to. You inhale for 4 breaths, you hold it in for 7, and then you push it out out of your mouth for 8 counts. And it has a kind of like when you pet a cat, it has a nervous system, like a vagus nerve relaxation that goes on in your body, and it can help us from moving from that fight or flight mode, or flight or even freeze mode, to that place of being able to be in that state of awareness and being able to stay in that place of being the witness. And I know that I've had public panic attacks, which are not fun. So this helps. You don't have to feel sorry for me. Live and learn, right? So we don't get caught up in other people's drama too, right? Because that's what an empath is, and you start to get pulled into that, and it does feel kind of like a tornado. It does feel like chaos, right? Chaos energy. So staying, being in the world, being in your bubble of protection where only good can go out and only good can come in, but not being caught in that whirlwind. Okay, because there's a lot of change going on right now. All right, so I think you kind of get all that, and I'm going to teach the 4-7-8 breath in the beginning, but we're going to do it mostly, we're going to do it again at the end. It is a very relaxing breath, so sometimes it's not something to do before you want to start a big project. It's really something to do when you have a few moments in the morning to meditate, but I am going to kind of get into it right now, but then we'll sit with it, and then we'll move. I promise we will move. All right, so I'm going to come on back to my mat. Let's see. Hopefully the lighting's okay, even though the windows are kind of covered. Okay, yeah, I think you can kind of see me here. Great. Sorry if I was talking a little fast. That's kind of like anxiety energy, right? When your yoga teacher talks super fast. Oh, yeah, last thing. Let me get... I didn't put the mic in. Let me get the mic in real quick. So sorry, I'm like, I don't want to stop again, but I'm not seeing, it's probably back here behind this. So let me just grab the mic. Alrighty. That's so funny. So hopefully you can hear me. We're going to take a nice comfortable seat. And if sitting on the floor is no good and you just want to listen to the class, you can sit wherever you would like. There we go. And go ahead and close your eyes or gaze at one point. I'm going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then out of your mouth for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. You got it. And then inhale again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then continue. So just do a few rounds on your own. Perhaps doing one more round or so on your own without my counting. I'll kind of teach this a little bit later as well. Cool. And you can either keep your eyes closed or gaze at one point. Just a few moments of seated meditation. Just noticing what you notice, whatever bubbled up or whatever showed up for you in this time. Knowing there really is no right or wrong, there just is. So perhaps today your mantra might be the mantra, I am safe. I am safe. We'll start to incorporate what we call Ujjayi breath. It's a warming breath. It might feel a little bit different if you've never practiced it, much like the 4-7-8 breath. It's an inhale through the nostrils, as long as your nasal passages are open, past the throat. Inflate the lungs, back of body, front of body, both the right and the left hemisphere, from bottom of lungs all the way up to the collarbones. Feel that soft hug to the self as the navel might draw in a little more, the ribs hug in as you slowly exhale all the breath out from the lungs, past the throat and out of the nostrils. So you can think about your Ujjayi breath. It might create like an oceanic sound, and it might feel very much, to me, the analogy is when you have a nice nutrient dense smoothie which has like lots of fiber, like fruit and veggies in there, maybe even some seeds like chia seeds, so it's kind of thick, right? And you're sipping the breath up through the nostrils, right? And it's like this nutrient dense meal that's inflating the lungs, that's expanding in this all the directions, like this 360 directions. And then all the breath out nice and slow, so not forceful, much like that slow exhale out that you just did with the 4-7-8 breath. Creates that beautiful sound, right, that calms the nervous system. Both of these calm that fight or flight mode, that amygdala at the back of the head, that like that lizard brain we call it. Both of them are like that soft purr of a cat that helps us to just settle in, so we can sit and read our book and digest our book and know that it is a-okay to enjoy that. So if you kind of sat here for a while and you start to feel like you're just turning into like a blob of pudding, we'll find a little bit more muscular energy. I recommend switching out whichever leg you have in front or on top. So put that less dominant leg perhaps in front or on top as you sit in your Sukhasana seat. Good. And then from the ends of the knees, from the toes to the knees, to the hips, to the fingertips, the elbows, the shoulders, the head, we just hug into the self a little more. We draw into ourself. Take that time to root down into our seat and lift up through the crown of the head. Press the hands together before the heart center. We're sealing in our invocation. If you'd like to listen to the sound or join in, we'll take one Om to begin. Take a deep breath in. Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Mortaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om. Okay. You can blink your eyes open if they're closed, or just lift the gaze of the eyes a little higher. So good. All right. So I'm just gonna take this off so I can move a little more. All right. I'm gonna scooch myself back. You might do that as well. You want your feet to be as wide as the front edge of your mat. Good. We're gonna inhale and mesh the hands together. Turn the palms out. Inhale, reach up, get really tall. On your exhale, round through the spine. That belly tug in, the Uddiyana Bandha. So you have your pelvic floor lifting in and up. The Uddiyana Bandha is the inner thighs going in, back, and apart. You can kind of feel here, right, in this shape. Inner thighs going in, back, and apart. The sit bones broaden in your seat, and then there's this ever narrowing of the waistline down as you feel that core lock, that belly, that powerhouse. Right? The place of power of your strength. Drawing into this place of your strength today to know that you are, right? You are strong. You are safe. You are here to shine your light. You can safely bubble yourself. You can safely retreat if you need to, and then come back out into the sunlight whenever you are ready. Sooner rather than later though, right? And remembering, right, using all these beautiful tools that we learn, the breath practices, and come out. We're gonna bring your right foot into your left inner thigh. We're gonna inhale, reach up. Right? Yoga is so great. Exhale, fold, because it gives us that time to go in, to remind ourselves of our strength. And exhale, lower down. So then when we are in that, like, the battle of the light and the dark, the polarity, exhale, fold, we can tap into our tools in our toolbox and stay strong. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, lower the sit bones, reach for the extended leg. So just a few more like this. And if this doesn't work for you, you don't have to go all the way up into star. You might just stay grounded. You might lift up. And exhale, lower. And reach. So still warming up the body. Inhale, reach up. That big shining star that you are. Slowly lower, reach. And fold. And one more. Good. Nice. And bring the opposite foot out. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold onto yourself over your extended leg. Reach up. Lift up. And then slowly lower down. I'll scooch it back a little bit. Reach up. So just coming to this side, knowing that this is the first time on this side. Sometimes we forget that. And sometimes we're in a hurry. Sometimes we have a lot that we want to prove the world, and you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to. Everything in life is extra, right? And then slowly, we'll do like two more just so we're even on both sides. I always say counting as ish, right? So I'm going to say 2-ish more. And why is that? It's because my breath cycle, my Ujjayi breath, my inhale and my exhale might be a little slower or faster than your cue. I might actually be taking this a little fast right now. Yeah. So, yeah, and then fold. Nice. We're going to come all the way up. We're going to bring your feet out in front. Hands might cradle the hamstring. Start to lean the torso back. For Navasana boat, start to lift the legs up. Nice. And just a few breaths here. You might actually extend the legs all the way and reach forward. Good. You roll back, almost roll back. You can roll like a ball, right? And that can be part of the play, right? You might find a little fun in that. Okay. Last 3, 2, and 1. Crisscross over the ankles. Find your way to your tabletop for a moment. Hands at the top of the mat. Spread the fingers just wide enough. Wrists right underneath the shoulders if you can. Right? And the fingers aren't spread to that point where you feel too expansive. Right? There's like a boundary. They spread just enough as you have a broader foundation and also a strong foundation. Press into your index finger mound, your thumb mound, your pinky finger mound, the outer heel of your hand. Walk the knees back. Good. Once again, just feel that those inner thighs go in, back, and apart. And you can kind of feel that here in this position as the sit bones broaden. And then from your waistline down, there's this ever so slight, kind of like a tuck. I don't like to say tuck, more of a lengthening of your tail and your waistline down. So you feel that Uddiyana Bandha, that core lock. Lift the seat up and back, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. And your down dog. Good. Or just wiggle your tail right and left a little bit as you wiggle out your dogs. Arriving here. This beautiful shape. And look forward. Tiptoe your feet forward and fold. Inhale as your halfway lift. Exhale to fold, press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. From your feet, press down and anchor into the earth. Good. Just feel that sense of riding the ebb and the flow in the breath, even though you're holding a shape. Vinyasa itself, vinyasa means to place in a special way. So as we flow with the breath, we're placing the body in a special way. We're placing our intention, this beautiful mantra, if you will, of I am safe, right in your heart. And we're embodying that within our physical body and in our subtle body. Just be pressed down, the energy, rise up the length of the legs into the pelvis, and then from the pelvis all the way back down through the length of the legs, and it's like a springboard back up again, and then from the pelvis down and out and up as you get taller. Perhaps even the elbows expand a little bit more to the right and the left side of the room. As you feel length in your cervical spine and your neck, so there's a broadening and a brightening that happens as you extend out and you get more expressive. You remember your own light. You remember your strength, right? And that you have tools to help to keep you sharp, to keep you bright. I'm going to bring those arms down by the side. We're going to inhale, sweep up, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, step both feet back, high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Good. And just holding this for a few breaths, but the breath is still flowing, right? There's this connection of the arms and the legs, both lovingly towards one another, even though they're about shoulder width and hip width distance apart, and then also drawing in to the torso, right? Drawing into the heart space with those beautiful arms. Good, and we might even feel the strength of the legs, like energy stockings, the inner thighs broaden in, back, and apart, and tailbone lengthens, and then from all this energy, like supercharging into this beautiful heart space, we get longer through the limbs of the arms and the legs and the torso, even again that cervical spine. And so there's this ebb and the flow of the expansion out, the waistline drawing down and out, so you feel that core strength. I'm going to look forward and walk the feet forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press to the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen.
Exhale, fold onto the self with humility and love. Step both feet back, high plank. On your exhale to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just a few breaths here in your down dog. You might see me come out sometimes. Okay. Yeah, so in your down dog, once again, so you just want to feel that. The inhale as you hug in, right? Skin to muscle, muscle to bone, lovingly hug to the south. And hug the, inhale. Surrender to the earth first. Sorry, I went ahead of myself. I'm like, I am backwards today, very backwards. So my apologies. Inhale and surrender into the earth. Surrender even like any doubt that you have about how big and amazing you are. Hug the extremities of the body. That skin to muscle, muscle to bone. There we go. And then manually rotate the inner thighs in, back, and apart from your waistline down towards the earth. And from the pelvis, actually from here, it would be from your heart. From your heart, press down and out and get bigger, get longer in your down dog. Look forward, walk the feet forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. You're gonna take a deep breath and get really tall. So once again, just feeling that grace ride the breath into you. So you feel that expansion. And then exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, step both feet back, it's a high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Okay, and just a few more like that. So why are we holding the down dogs, right? And it's because sometimes we use it as just a placeholder. We go into it, we come out of it. It is a pose. It strengthens the arms, it strengthens the back, it strengthens the legs. Good. We're going to take one more flow. Look forward, walk, float. Any way you get there, top of mat. Inhale, your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Fill up, and then exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, top of a push-up, high plank position. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze at your right thumb. I'm going to try to do opposite. Right foot steps forward. Back foot about 45 degrees flat. Inhale and come up. Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Right, so this back foot, it might feel kind of funny, right? It might feel kind of strange to have the hips, the hip bones forward, the shoulders forward. It might feel very natural. And it is a-okay. If you need to, you can be on the ball of the back foot. And some of the tools in our toolbox is to know that, hey, something that works for someone might not work for me. And that is just part of the learning. Enjoy one more inhale here, perhaps lifting the heart a little more as the arms follow the flow of the heart. Arms come down. It's a high plank to low, or you can skip those yoga push-ups. You can even lower the knees, right? Do that mini chaturanga dandasana. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Look at your left thumb, left foot steps, and perhaps it's a back foot flat or you're on the ball of the back foot as best as you can. And if you need to, that back foot can go a smidge out to the side, to help you to square the hip bones in the heart space, the shoulders to the front of the room. Just notice if you kind of expand your belly, right? If you're flailing your ribs, and then squeeze your core, your ribs towards your pelvis. You got it, nice. Full breath in, full breath out. One more like that. We have a little housework going on. It's actually a lot. Our deck is being rebuilt, so it's loud. Hands come down. high plank to low, or no thank you. Then inhale up, exhale, downward facing, full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. You're taking some time today to feel the strength and the power in your body. To take that time to pause in the inhale, to give yourself that chance to ground into the earth, to trust the earth underneath you. Look forward, walk or float top of mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Gather the hands before the heart. You know, bend the knees really deep, like you're sitting into a little tiny kindergarten chair, but there's no chair there. Right? So the sit bones slide back, the inner thighs draw in, back and apart. And then reach the arms up. Get really tall. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just really thirsty. I came up and I was like gulping. Okay, come all the way up to stand. Shake it out a little bit. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right. Stand at the top of the mat. Toes square to the front arm. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. I know, maybe it was a water break for you too. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back. It's a high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Right foot steps. You have a warrior one or crescent lunge, right? Whatever works better in your body. Take one more inhale here on your exhale. It's a high plank to low. So we're building heat. We're going to start to move just a little faster. You can always skip the Chaturanga Dandasana, the yoga push-up. Full breath in and down dog. Full breath out, gaze forward. Left foot steps, inhale. You ride the breath out. Pause here on the exhale. Take another inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale to your high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, and then look forward, walk or float top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. So come all the way up to stand. Gather the hands before the heart. You can either close the eyes or gaze at your fingertips or a spot on the floor or the wall. Take a deep breath and slow down. Firm and tone your legs into the pelvis. Manually rotate. So even here, so just bring your feet slightly wider than you might normally if they aren't already, like hip width distance, and bend into your knees. It looks like this. Manually rotate the inner thighs in, back, and apart. Yeah, but still track those knees right over that second toe in. Yeah. From your waistline, lengthen down to the end of your feet and toes and go ahead and straighten those legs. From your pelvis, shine down and out and up and out. And so you have this like expansiveness coming, grounding you into the earth like a springboard. So you're expanding, expanding. Then go ahead and bend those knees. Even if the feet are apart, if you need to, you might go big toes touch, sink in, slide the sit bones back a little more. Go ahead and reach those arms up if you'd like for your big, powerful Thunderbolt Utkatasana pose. Hands to heart center. Go ahead and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Look forward at your right thumb, right foot steps. Inhale and come on up. Good, hands come down. It's a high plank to low. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up. I might be going too fast, right? So if this is too fast, you slow it down. Inhales, you're up. Exhales down. There's a full breath in. A full breath out. Look forward, walk or float, top of mat. Inhales, your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Good. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. It's a high plank to low. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time I'm going to gaze at your right foot steps, back foot. The toes pretty much face towards that long edge of your mat. Virdrasana 2, Warrior 2. Big bend into your right knee for your Warrior 2 stance. Yeah. Reach the arms out from the shoulders. Soft gaze at the right fingertips. Flip the right palm, reach up, reach back. Good. Bring your left hand to your right wrist. Straighten your front leg for side archer. Yeah, get really tall. Nice. So you're gonna bring all that length with you, like you're squeezing a beach ball between your shins and your calf muscles. Good. Keep that, and then bring your right hand down. You might use a yoga block. You don't have to though. Top arm goes high. Ideally, and it doesn't have to be as such, but you would bring your yoga block right behind your calf muscle. And then stoke your breath. Use your breath here. Right, start with that one. Always start with the breath. Come back to the breath. Again and again. And the pose is secondary. Good. You're going to sweep the left arm down and stay with me here. We're going to lower your back knee down. I'm going to turn this into a knee down twist as the right arm lifts up. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more like that. Still warming up. Still waking up. Still stoking the fire. Okay, this top arm, this right hand will come down. Stay with me here. I'm going to turn once again towards this long edge of your mat, and come right into a wide-legged straddle pose. The pinky toe edges of both feet are parallel with the front and the back of the mat as you fold. We're going to bring your right foot forward once more. Come to the ball of your left foot. High plank to low. Or just meet in down dog. Inhale's your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Gaze at your left thumb. Left foot steps forward. The right foot will face towards that long edge of your mat. So really take up some space. And ideally, and I didn't say this on the first side, but the heel of your front foot lines up with the main arch of your back foot. So sometimes if you feel like your front hip is kind of forward in space, if you just bring your back foot and slide it back behind you just a smidge, we're going to inhale and come on up if you aren't already there. Warrior 2, stretch the arms out from the shoulders. You got it. So here, your hips, your heart, your shoulders face to the side of the room. Soft gaze at your front fingertips. Okay. And just breathe your breath, right? Find that beautiful strength in these strong Virabhadra is a warrior. Being a warrior is, I say, of peace, right? Shanti, of peace. So creating that warrior, that strength. You're going to flip your front palm for peaceful warrior as you reach up and back. Finding, just exploring the length in the side body. If you lost your breath flow, if you lost your ujjayi breath, find your breath again. Go bring your hand to your wrist. So that would be your right hand. Now straighten your front leg for side archer. I have a little plantar fasciitis, so I'm going to come out of this real quick and I'm going to give myself a, but you stay in it, side archer, lifting up and back. I know I have them. Oh, here they are. An eye pillow, right? So just placing the arch of my foot, that just kind of helps to bring more of an arch into my foot. My muscular energy is having trouble with lifting there and holding that arch right now. Good, and then triangle pose. And you might lower down to a block, a bolster. As I kind of finagle with my injury with my plant. How did I get it, right? It wasn't yoga, of all things. It was trying to snowboard, attempting to snowboard, and my shoe, my brand new used shoes were fine, but I had my foot back too far, and it should have been more forward, and it was throwing my calf muscle really forward. It actually hurt really bad for a while, and I kept saying how bad it hurt, and then finally someone helped me. I just didn't know what I was doing. It was, yeah. I was definitely speaking up, but no one was hearing me. Definitely speak up. If something doesn't feel good, say so. And then, yeah. Let this be about the breath, right? Let this be where you are. Even like me being here and modifying today. And I'm still here, right? I'm still in my best version of the pose today. The top hand, the right hand comes down. Okay, I'm going to twist it out. I'm going to twist it out to the side of the room as the left arm lifts up. Allowing yourself to just ride on the wings of the breath here, right? You open up a little more, so perhaps the knee might go out to the side a little. The opening might be reaching for the sky. And the hand comes down. You're going to turn to face the long edge of your mat, so it would be towards your right side. So the pinky toe edges of your feet parallel with the front and the back of the mat. If you like to invert in the second round, you might have done it on the other, and the head can touch. You can come into Sirsasana 1 or Sirsasana 2 variation as you lift up. And slowly come down. Just take a moment here. If you just lifted, well, actually I'll do this. I'm going to turn to face the front of your mat. Lower both knees down, child's pose. And you can stay in your inversion even longer than that. I know that was quick. That was a quick one. Enjoying your balasana, your child's pose, right? Knowing that if you need to, you can bring a bolster underneath you. And go ahead and reach the arms out. Okay, so we're gonna come to a seat once more, to Sukhasana. Good. So you kind of warmed up. You feel good. Awesome. Okay, and just take a moment here to open up and surrender to the earth underneath you. I'm feeling that, once again, the extremities hug into the self. The inner thighs go in, back, and apart. Your sit bone broadens. For your waistline down, there's an ever narrowing. And from this weightiness of the seat of the pelvis, you press down into the earth, you root down. and you lift up. You get even taller. Okay. So just gonna open up. We're gonna open up your shoulders a little bit. And to do that, we're gonna bring the hands behind the head, and they're gonna cradle your hands just like you meshed the hands at the beginning of class, and you did that little warm up for the spine. And do that here. Bring the hand right at the occiput, the back of the head. It's pretty much right underneath, if you ever have had a ponytail, underneath your ponytail. We're gonna inhale, and the head goes into the palm of the hands. I call it like the hammock of the hands, and the heart lifts up, the gaze goes high, and as you exhale, you round in. So it's just opening up this heart space. We're gonna inhale, lift up, and exhale, round. Look up, exhale, round. Right, so the hands are in no way pressing down onto the head, and you could even, if you feel like you're doing that, you can bring the hands away from the head when you bow into the heart. And you bow in to those precious and amazing lungs that allow you to first what? The first rule. That's right, open up to what is, open up to the breath body, open up to what is, to that being aware of what's happening, to being the witness. Good. Right, so just feeling, once again, I'm going to show you my back, but I don't usually like to show my back or turn my back to you. The shoulder blades come together down the back, right? And then you round, and you lift up, and then you round. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's do that. Switch out your dominant leg, and we'll do it a few more times. So opening, cracking that heart open now that you're even warmer in your body. I know. Lift up and round. Nice. Even if it's just like, if you feel like you're cranking your hands to your head, you can just keep the arms by the side now. And just notice that. So thumbs up, palms up, and rotation in. Little workout for the arms. Good. And then come on down. Nice. All right. So we are going to stand once more. I'm going to stand at the top of your mat. On your feet. Not on your seat, on your feet. I know. In both feet. We'll start out with your left foot as you ground down. We talked about the four corners, so the left big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, the outer heel. And this is the side that has my plantar fasciitis, so once I do that, oh man, doesn't that feel much better? Doesn't that lift, right? It lifts that arch of the foot. So good yoga is good therapy. And when I do that as well, and you can't see it in these pants because I'm really tired of the tight plastic pants that we've all been wearing for years, but my muscles start to activate, right? So skin to muscle, muscle to bone. So keep that. Even right here with the feet somewhat hip width distance apart, and if they aren't, go ahead and do that. So you have your opening up. You're opening up to the foundation, right, to the earth underneath you. And then right here, you have those inner thighs, even here, go in, back and apart. So there's a broadening that happens. And then from the waistline down into the earth once more. Yeah. Nice. And then from your pelvis, you shine down and then up and out. And we get bigger, we get more expansive. I think I got all of those in there. Then shift your weight, and we'll start to go into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So the foot, even here, there's like this leg and, foot into leg and leg back into foot. This is my plantar fasciitis side, so I might have to bring the foot down. Let me reach the arms up. So there's this hug in of foot into thigh, thigh into foot, which is also much nicer. I'm just going to bring it down because there's a little bit too much weight on that side. Good. Hands to heart center, and then release the foot down. So we'll take the time to just find those four corners. Not as much time as retracing, but you have your big toe mound, your inner heel, your pinky toe mound, the outer heel. And just take a moment to feel that main arch lift and rise. Feel all that strength and that power as it lifts up into the seat of the pelvis. Keep that. And then go right into Vrikshasana on this side. So we kind of built it on the other side, right? That the inhale, so you open up to that grounding of the earth underneath you, to the breath, the goddess that moves through us. And then we hug, right? We hug everything into itself. The inner thighs, even here, go in, back, and apart. There's a broadening that happens in your sit bones, and then that ever narrowing of the waistline down. All this energy pools into the pelvis, and from the pelvis we press down and out and up and out. We get bigger. My pants are a little slippery, actually. It's probably why we wear plastic pants. They're uncomfortable. Not good for a tree, though. Good hands to heart center and release down. Shake it out. All right, so there's an option. We did that really nice opening that you did. There's an option to come out to cactus arms, right? And then find the upper back bend in your tree pose. So to do that, when we become more expansive and more expressive, we have to remember our boundaries. We have to remember that, hey, just like in the intro when I was talking about the bubbling, right? We have to remember our tools. So our tools here are the strong foundation underneath us, that arch that's happening in our foot, that expansiveness of how the breath can hold us and calm us down, right? So we hold our breath, we might fall, but if we breathe smoothly, we can calm the nervous system and hold the pose. So we remember all of those things. And we, of course, have to hug tighter to the midline. So you might have to feel more pressing into the thigh and thigh into the foot. So a little bit more of that. So then we can become more expressive, right? That boundary. I'll do it this way. And you could have your foot to your inner thigh and just plantar fasciitis and slippery pants. But curling from your shoulder blades, and the head and the neck follow that line, right? So the head doesn't lead you, the gaze of the eyes doesn't lead you. It's a cracking of the heart, and then everything follows from there. Hands to heart center, release the foot down, other side. As you once again find the foundation underneath you, say yes to flowing with the breath, to trusting that I am safe. I'm surrendering into the earth. I'm allowing the earth to support me in my Vrikshasana, my tree pose. Perhaps the heart curls open, the head might go back a little. Just gonna bring this down because I'm slipping. A mental note, not best for this class, these pants. It's a different kind of wardrobe malfunction, right? It's probably a better one than other ones. And then hands to heart center. It's hard to, they're also like stretchy, so it's like, good. So your back bend, even if you want to do it with both feet grounded for a moment, so both feet grounded and maybe hip width. Yeah. Cactus arms, curl the heart, lift. Good. Keep the breath smooth. I know it's harder to breathe when the head goes back, the neck changes its airway. Hands to heart center. And bring it out, shake it out. Nice job. I'm going to step to the top of your mat. Bring the arms down by the side. Inhale, press down, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hands come to your mat. It's a high plank to low or none of those things. We're going to make your way into downward facing dog. You have a Urdhva Mukha, an upward dog perhaps, to Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to gaze at your right wrist. We're going to bring the right knee, hide the right knee behind the right wrist. Left leg goes long behind you. And go ahead and fold forward. Pada Rajakopatasana, I believe. Sometimes I put my vowels in different places when I say that. So I just keep getting better with the Sanskrit over 20 plus years. Some days Rajakopatasana. I hope I put the A's in the right place.
Just breathing where you are. You guys stay there. You stay there. And if this doesn't work for you, you're on your back in your pigeon, your ankles to your knee. You hug the legs in. I always recommend keeping your shoulders and your head grounded. I know sometimes people really want to cradle that leg and kind of pull it in. See if you can allow yourself to melt towards the earth, the shoulders down. Yeah, got it. Okay. All right, and there are so many dog-eared pages, and then I wore out my highlighter. And this book might not speak to you. It did to me. It was super sweet. So just know that, right? Okay, so just intuitively, this is what it turned to. When anxiety symptoms emerge, take a moment to question the anxiety itself. Instead of getting lost in it, ask, where are you coming from? Try to pinpoint whether it's linked to the past, the present, or future. For instance, if you suddenly feel anxious, but nothing obvious is happening in the present moment, reflect on whether it's connected to something unresolved from the past. By identifying the source, you can then take steps to resolve it. So you want to recognize that the anxiety is present. Neutralize it instead of reacting. Lean into the stored emotions. Allow yourself to feel them fully without resistance. And then utilize that moment of awareness by shifting your perspective. Ask yourself what you're learning from that challenging moment. Reflect and gain access to new insights around your own life lessons. Don't wait for life to teach you. Show up ready to learn from life. This allows us to expedite the challenges we go through. No longer will you be hit with the same obstacles over and over again. If you can show up presently for all life has to offer, your anxiety doesn't have to keep you sounding the same alarm, hoping that one day you will pay attention and learn. So, a few more breaths here. I'm very stubborn. So I've definitely had some lessons where it was like, oh wow, this is happening again. This feels very much like the last time and that this happened. And it's like almost same, almost not the same person, but same energy coming from the person. Like they had a lot of things that in common, right? Even what they used to do for a living, they had in common. Even their age was close. And it's like, wow. Yeah. So I wish I had the tools, I wish I could have gone into that time in that moment and helped myself more, be less stubborn. They'll be like, oh, this feels similar. Why is that? Be more curious. Ask why. So if you are on your back and you like to do reclining pigeon, you'll stay there. If you're on your belly, you're going to come back up, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, you can hide your left knee pretty much behind your left wrist. So you just want to kind of add an angle. If you feel like your knee's in line with your navel, bring it out to the side a little more. Boop, boop. I know I'm nodding with my head and not talking. To the side. Yeah. So not all the way over, but just enough where you feel a nice stretch. Some people ask, is my shin parallel with the top of my mat? Not necessarily. So mine is not right now. And I really feel it where I'm supposed to. I don't want to tell you where I'm feeling it because where you feel it might be different and it's a-okay. I'm going to fold forward. Right, so allowing yourself to soften in with the breath. Soften in to say yes to whatever is bubbling up in any moment. To have that sense of awareness and curiosity. Awareness, curiosity.
And the breath helps us to slow down so we have a moment to be curious, or our tools, right? Our tools that yoga provides. When we do slow down, we remember, like, even when we're not on our mat, that we have these tools that we've been learning and we've been cultivating, like our breath. And you can ask things. I'm going to come up, but you guys stay there. You can ask, well, why am I feeling this? Is this real too? Is this something from my past? Is this triggering a past memory? So this is what EA writes here. Elizabeth April. In many ways, past anxiety is like an internal teacher telling you about yourself, or a therapist constantly nudging you to release old burdens. As we covered in chapter 3, anxiety rooted in the past stems from ignored or suppressed alarms, whether we meant to ignore them or not. Unresolved traumas and emotions remain in our energy field, waiting for us to acknowledge them. These traumas need the same anxiety does our attention. Our bodies create physical pain to force us to focus, and our minds generate unnecessary fears to call in our awareness. Every symptom we experience is simply a call for conscious attention. And when we provide ourselves with a safe space to process these unresolved energies, the tension eases and the alarms finally turn off. But how do we know when we fully healed the past? The answer isn't always clear. In my experience, there are 2 key indicators. So here we go. In moments of quiet, which might be right now, or when you're in the shower, lying in bed, does your mind wander back to old experience or unresolved situations? Number 2, when you think about the most challenging moments of your life, do you still feel an emotional or physical reaction? If you answered yes to both, there's still healing work to be done. If you answered no to both, it's a good sign you've cleared a lot of old energy and are ready to move forward. Okay, so one of the key takeaways is that life ebbs and flows. That's why we always come back to opening to grace. We always start there, to opening up to what is. That's numero uno, that's number 1. Because life has a way of bringing on new challenges that arise. So it's not that we become healed and then we're done healing. It's that our toolbox, right? Everything on the breath that we do, the boundaries that we hold, both on our physical body and also our subtle body, the boundaries that we hold help us to integrate healing so it becomes faster, it becomes quicker. We can become better at navigating the awareness of what's really happening when we're in the moment. A few more breaths here on this side. So a lot of our warm up today, like when we were doing that heart bench, was to feel that integration of the heart opening, the expanding. If you're on your back, we're gonna roll to your side for a moment, and then slowly come up. If you're on your belly, find your down dog, and then take your time to walk the feet through. We're going to come to a seat, bring the feet out to the corners of your mat. And if you had come out of pigeon when I did, that's okay. But if you ever see me kind of moving around and reading and saying, you stay here, but I'm going to move, just know you can stay in the pose. We're going to bring the sole of your right foot right here into your left inner thigh for Janusarasana, as I call it. Easy tree. So even here, there's the foot is into the thigh, right here, and the thigh into the foot. So there's beautiful connection. Inhale, reach the arms up, or just walk the hands down, right? If extending up does not feel right. And just a few more breaths, just enjoying where you are in the moment. No matter where you are, if you're on a yoga bolster, or if you're on a couple of blankets, if your front knee's bent, that's where you're meant to be, right? Just like when I showed you my beautiful flatness in my foot, right, with my plantar fasciitis, it took a toll on my arch. So I have to either, with some poses, I have to build it, or I have to build it with my muscular energy. To build it with a foundation, you have to feel that sense of the four corners, and the arch lifts up, and there's this energy stocking of the legs, and it feels good when I do that. And I support my leg. I'm going to slowly come up. You get a chance to find your star pose once more as the right arm comes behind you, the hips lift up. Again, if this does not feel good to you, you can skip it. And go ahead and slowly lower down. We're going to switch out sides. So for your Janusasana or easy tree, the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. So just hugging in and extending out. It's as if the knee itself can go further out to the side. Notice if your front leg kind of teeters out to the side, and hold that foundation, right? Dig the heel down. All right, you can either reach up if that helps, or walk the hands down as you fold. And ride the ebb and the flow of the inhale and the exhale. And inhale. Slowly come on up. I'm going to bring both feet out in front, Navasana, boat pose. You might even reach for your feet and bring your legs out. You might even just kind of cradle your knees. Another way to kind of experience this is to find the feet together and bring the hands through. You might notice that you can do one leg at a time. Maybe both legs will join, and again, the knees might be bent. You might just be cradling the legs in Navasana boat. Little core work here. Good. And slowly lower down. Nice. You'll lower onto your back. Once you're on your back and you stay there, you stay on your back, pull the right knee into your heart. Bring your left leg long. I'm going to twist your knee out to the opposite side of the room for your supine twist. Option to gaze over the opposite shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. More like that. Full breath in, full breath out. And then bring the right leg long as you return to your back.
left knee comes in, give your left knee a nice hug. And then twist to the opposite side. So your left knee goes out to the right, perhaps gaze over your left shoulder. Nice deep breath in. And let it go. Another one like that, deep breath in. Sorry about that. Slowly return to your back Shavasana relaxation pose as you bring the feet out to the corners of your mat. Bring your legs out to the corners. Bring your arms out by the side. If it feels uncomfortable and to recline on your back, you can roll to your left side to where your own heart resides. You can even bend the knees and bring the feet to the earth. Eyes are open or closed. Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Mortaye Nishprampanchaya Shantaya Niralamaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Mortaye Nishprampanchaya Shantaya Niralamaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Mortaye Nishprampanchaya Shantaya Niralamaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om. And just take a few moments here as you can either bring in the 4-7-8 breath. So you inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you exhale out the mouth for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. This is the last one unless you want to do one more round. Hold. Exhale. Perhaps beginning again for one more round on your own. Maybe like an extended Shavasana or more time just holding the space. Please do that. If not, you're going to wiggle your fingers and your toes and slowly come on up. Perhaps fold to your side if you're not already there. Take a moment here to just find gratitude for showing up today in your body, on your mat, and in your life. Slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together before the heart, bowing to the same light within and all around as we bow. Jai Ma. Namaste is more of a greeting, but it's a way of recognizing the same light, the same beauty in each and every one of us, the divine, and she shines through each and every one of us, and him, they, them. So take your time with that 4-7-8 breath. Take some time to just ground and be. I was going to say, the 4-7-8 breath, my friend Maggie, I want to give her some props. She's part of a ukulele group that I meet with usually every Friday. We meet together and we just practice. We just practice and play. And I did this whole training with them, a couple of trainings, and then a teacher training with them. And they're just a lovely group of people, right? So shout out to Maggie. She's a yoga teacher and a studio owner. I wish I worked for her, but we live in different states. But if that helped you, right? And it could be you might go back to the box breath, the inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. So you might go back to that. We've done that one before as well. But any somatic breath work that's going to help you to ground you in the present moment. But I'm gonna go get more. I have to get more white paint for the background just to dilute this so it's not as dark. Okay, so I'll see you next time. You did awesome, and you are awesome, and you should be really proud of yourself because I am. All right.